Hi, welcome to The Truth of Tal and Isaac. I'm Tal.
I'm Isaac.
Episode number 61 coming at you. 61 was like some center for the Miami Dolphins. Not cool. So I went with Roger Maris hitting 61 home runs in 1961 because that was cool.
Sure. Do you remember that?
Yeah, vividly. Okay, lots of NBA talk. First round was happening, still happening. And a little bit Lions talk, right? Because we've got the inside scoop. Ian Rappaport was talking to us about some stuff.
I was talking to Daniel Jeremiah, the draft guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Just before.
One of the guys, like Mel Kiper, one of those guys, can't come to the draft because he's unvaccinated. Stupid.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Mel Kiper's the bad one. I know there's a couple that just...
I don't remember exactly, but one of them can't come. Few off the top stuff. Crossword puzzles make you smarter. Just saying. Miguel Cabrera, 500 dingers, 3,000 hits. Good job, Miggy.
I was there for 500.
Yeah.
Right? I saw the home run.
We were almost there for 3,000 hit. We were driving to the game on Friday night. Just at the tunnel, Isaac catches the last minute update. Game was canceled, so couldn't go. So I was actually at the hockey game on Saturday in the booth when they had Miggy on the big screen. It was pretty cool.
The booth was an unnecessary flex.
Oh, it was a good flex.
It was an unnecessary flex.
They had like a charcuterie board.
Oh, okay.
It was fancy.
Yeah.
It was bougie.
No, just stop.
No, I'm good with all those words. Okay. Rookie of the year, obviously.
No,
keep
it moving. Keep it moving.
There needs to be an evaluation of this, but all I'm going to say is this is tackling fuel.
Yeah.
Okay? Tackling fuel.
We'll do it. We actually should do a rookie of the year kind of breakdown thing, like why Cade didn't win, why Cade should have won. It's interesting, and I want to talk about it, but not right now.
Not right now.
Yeah.
Fans suck. Yankee fans, you suck. Minnesota fans, you suck. The Yankee fans for throwing crap at the outfielders. Minnesota fans for like gluing themselves to the court.
Oh, no. No, we have a segment for that later.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay. The tackling guy?
A whole segment of protesters.
Got it. Okay. Shohei Ohtani, he's Bo Jackson in 2022. Just awesome. Just a couple of things like Russell Wilson and Matt Stafford each made appearances at not their sport.
Wow, this is so much.
And not even their city, but Matt Stafford, man. Like you
and that really good commercial that we've only seen like 14 times each game.
See, before we had IPTV, we never ever used to watch commercials. But now we kind of do sometimes because usually we have two things going on. Stafford, you get props. Any other off the top?
No, I was plenty.
Okay. First round. East first.
I'll start with East, sure.
Yeah. So Miami, Atlanta, want to talk about the game that's happening right now?
Well, okay. So we each have 4 series. I have some notes on the East. He's going to talk about the West. And then we're going to interrupt each other respectfully. Right?
Yeah, fair enough.
So Heat and Hawks. I'm not going to talk too much about this because the people know my thoughts on this. Hey, people, thanks for listening. Say thanks to the listeners.
Thanks, listeners. We'd be nowhere without our listeners.
Thanks, guys. Cool. So Trae Young. Trae Young. Trae Young is skyrocketing on my least favorite.
He's poop.
He is, look, like he had a good regular season statistically, yes, but he is skyrocketing on my, like, I can't watch you play list. And that's an exclusive list, and Trae Young is just going up on the list.
Yeah. He's done hardly anything.
Okay, we have to be careful what we say because I don't want him to score 70 points in the second half.
He won't.
Okay.
He won't.
I do respect Trae Young, though, because did you hear what he said after Game 4?
I don't recall.
He said this is the last time he was guarded like this was high school. Really? He said the last time I was guarded this consistently like this was high school. And I respect him for acknowledging PJ Tucker and Jimmy Butler and
I assume
Bam.
He played college one year, but I don't remember.
He played at Oklahoma, I remember.
Okay.
And I hated him at Oklahoma.
He did. He scored a lot of points. He got a lot of dimes.
He's right. Like a top, 5 pick before Luka, right?
Yep.
And then, so Trae Young I hate. Atlanta, they have to make a change. Like, it's just...
They actually have some guys.
They're going to make a change.
But my point is, even with Trae Young playing pretty well, and guys like Hunter and Collins...
Talk about
and, the best power forward, Danilo Gallinari, who I've always just loved. They're not going to break into the top 4 teams in the East for the next couple of years. Then what's going to happen? Detroit and Cleveland are just going to pass them, so they're going to have to do something to break up their team.
They're gonna make a change. Now, I'll talk about the Heat a little bit.
Sure.
Jimmy Butler, man, like, he's been the best. I think he has been the best player in the playoffs. JJ Redick said it today. You can make the argument because offensively, defensively, the amount of times they're winning, right? Like you could say Jokic. Jokic is down, 3-1, I think?
Yeah.
So I think Jimmy has a really good case. When was the last time he got this much positive media buzz?
Bubble.
October 2020, when he dropped 40-point triple-doubles on LeBron's head in the finals.
Yep.
And he didn't get that much pub because they lost, and it was against the Lakers. But I'm really proud to see Jimmy. He's not playing tonight, he's injured. But, man, he's just so good.
It's awesome.
And I think P.J. Tucker is a better defender than Bam Adebayo. I've watched all Heat games this year. I'm watching the playoffs. P.J. Tucker is a better defender than Bam Adebayo. Yeah. It is, but like I've watched so much Heat, and what P.J. Tucker can do mentally and physically to an opponent.
I mean, he is guarding a guy 100 pounds lighter than him, and he's staying with them.
Well, he's good, and then it's like, actually, you know what? We're gonna put you on Clint Capella, who's got 7 inches of height and 80 pounds on you. Like It's just fascinating.
It's awesome.
So that's what I have on that series. Glad to see the Heat stomp. Any other thoughts?
Depot.
Oh, Victor Oladipo. So good. Love you, Depot.
Love you, Depot.
Okay, do you want to take a West series now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Golden State, Denver. New death lineup. Everybody's talking about it, right? Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, Draymond Green, and Andrew Wiggins. Right now, Steph Curry is the best sixth man in the history of basketball.
Okay, so I wrote down this question.
Yeah.
So Steph Curry's top 10, top 15 of all time? Like he's in that range now?
Yeah, when we used to do our drafts, he was generally somewhere picked around 5th round. So he's 10, 11.
Okay. What other superstars, like top 15 players in NBA history, would come off of the bench in the playoffs? Let's play the game. Okay? MJ, no.
Who would currently do it, or who have done it at some time in the past?
Like, if MJ was in this position, MJ would not come off the bench.
No.
Kobe wouldn't.
No.
LeBron wouldn't.
No.
Kareem, maybe.
Kareem probably
Old
would.
Kareem.
Just he was a good dude.
Magic, no.
No.
Larry, probably not.
Bill Russell did actually for Boston.
Bill Russell, because he's so cool.
Yeah, his knees were made of...
Wilt, no. Shaq, no. Hakeem
might.
Duncan, maybe.
Duncan would.
In San Antonio would. Yep. There's not many guys.
If Duncan was behind David Robinson and they could only play one of them at a time, or they could do Twin Tower stuff or things along those lines, I bet you he would.
And then if you look at... we're just naming bigs. What guards? What point guards? What guards? No, nobody. It's just fascinating. I love Steph Curry so much. Okay, keep going.
It's cool. Jokic is a great all-around player, but again, not a great defender with a small lineup. Watch for the Nuggets next year when they've got more guys. But right now, I think today, Golden State should be the favorite to win it all. Obviously, health is going to be very relevant. Curry, Thompson, Green, stay healthy.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah.
Just because of the Booker injury.
Yes.
That's the only reason.
I agree with you.
And the uncertainty in the
Middleton.
East. Yeah, I guess you're right. We'll talk about that later. Jordan Poole?
That's great.
What?
Awesome.
I compared it to Tyler Hero. What he did in the bubble, where he just elevated his game, had a good year, and just took a huge step up in the bubble.
Yep.
That's what Poole's doing in the playoffs.
Yep.
What are we going to call the death lineup?
I don't know. I didn't come up with a name.
I like PTSD. I understand, if a veteran didn't like it, I understand that. But PTSD, right? Poole, Thompson, Steph, and Draymond. I like PTSD. And Wiggins doesn't deserve to be in a death lineup. No disrespect to Wiggins.
Yep.
Because you can put in Kuminga. Just going to talk about Kuminga because he is going to be a star soon.
Yep.
Just about to get that
Why don't
out
we just call it Death Lineup 2?
That's kind of lame.
Rocky 2 is a good name.
Okay. That's actually a really good argument.
Yeah,
that's a really good argument. I can't argue with that.
Okay. Godfather 2.
That's Godfather Part 2. But
Part 2. I've only, there's a bunch of terrible sequels in
Predator
cinematic
2?
history.
Yeah, how's Predator 2? Lethal Weapon 2. Good.
Yep.
Anyway, there's a few.
Moving on.
Okay, am I up?
Yep.
Celtics Nets.
Oh, gosh. Just out of interest, Boston Nets, I actually had Boston in 7. Do you remember what you picked?
I had Boston in 7 as well.
Yeah.
Boston won in 4.
It was quicker than 7, wasn't it?
It was a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
So, Marcus Smart, DPOI, let's just get this out of the way. I don't love it. but there was no there's not like, okay, this person should have won. There's like
Correct.
6 dudes that have a case, and they gave it to Smart, which
Good defensive player, can guard just about everybody. Punk, but
he's not he's not a huge punk.
No.
Like not off the court, I don't think, not anymore. Because on the court he just punched people, like he multiple
fans
times
in college,
and then he did in the pros.
Yeah.
So the Nets, people are talking about like the Nets, falling apart inside. Kevin Durant did not show up for the vast majority of this series. And I want to shout out Jason Tatum because he is just making me eat my words.
Yeah, you know what? I have to give Boston a lot of credit. I knew they were tough defensively. They're better than I thought.
Boston defensively fantastic. Tatum guarding KD fantastic. But like bricking an open 12-foot mid-range jump shot that he hits all the time is just Durant, right?
Boston got in KD's head. I think KD put too much pressure on himself. There was just he never felt. Sorry, the team never felt comfortable this year. Why? Reason number 1, Kyrie. Reason number 2, Harden. Number 3, Ben Simmons. And then 4 is injuries. Right?
Yeah.
Losing Joe Harris, that made a big deal. Drummond, they finally realized that he's a punk-ass, lazy biatch.
Ben Simmons, he sucks. I just had to...
One of my points, and I made this a few days ago, was very difficult for Ben Simmons to look worse in the eyes of the fans than he was. Well, he does look worse. And he admitted there was a mental block to him coming back.
Okay, we're not going to touch on that because that's where it gets touchy. Tatum outplayed Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Basically every minute they were on the court together.
Yep.
And Tatum played great, but it was, Tatum stepped up, Durant stepped down. People are saying passing of the torch. I'm not going to go there yet. Durant is still really, really good. Brooklyn was just awful. Nic Claxton, do you know what he shot from the free throw line for the series? Just guess.
I heard some of it last night. 3 for 15.
4 for 22.
Okay. Wow.
If we put your mother, Granny, at the free throw line, 4 for 22, is she going to get that?
If we gave her 1 hour of instruction on how to do granny shots.
5 minutes of instruction.
Yeah. If we could do some granny shots with Granny, then she would hit 4. In fact...
We're going to do that.
We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Okay. We're going to do this. Granny shots.
Talk to Granny.
Talk to Granny shots.
4 for 22 is the number. That's what we have to beat.
Yeah, we'll get some video of that to put onto our Instagram page.
Mom, wife, she destroys this.
Oh, she destroys this.
She gets 7 or 22.
Yeah, well, she hammers it pretty hard off the backboard.
That's okay. It's off for him. We'll make that work. Oh, there's the dog.
Yeah, good. A little Annabelle action in the back. There's probably fans outside. Annabelle does a good job keeping the fans away.
Okay. I have nothing else on Celtics Nets other than this was a sweep, but it was a very entertaining sweep.
This is one of the most highly anticipated first round series ever.
And it was a 4-0 sweep.
Awesome.
But I just want to say Boston, man, they're really scary. I don't want to play them at all. I don't want to play them if I'm Milwaukee. I don't want to play them if I'm Phoenix. I don't want to play them if I'm Miami.
They've played at this level for about 2 months.
A little more, yeah.
Can they continue playing at this high level for the rest of the playoffs?
That's a good argument. They've been very healthy, right? Other than Rob Williams, who's now back.
He's back.
They're so scary. They're so good.
Right now,
Ime Udoka, their head coach, has just built a culture where they all are sold and trust each other, and they're really, really scary, and I don't want to play them.
Okay,
That's what I have on that.
Phoenix and Pelicans. So I had picked Phoenix in 5. Without Booker, they're beatable, right? If you put that much pressure on CP3, listen, he can make some plays, right? 2 games ago, he had a great game. One in the fourth quarter. Last game, he was kind of poopy.
Sunk in the fourth. I've actually watched a fair amount of this series.
Yep.
I just want to say, this is a really good take that I have. Suns losing game 2 in Phoenix was the Russians cut moment of the playoffs. Yep. By that I mean Rocky 4. Rocky lands the blow on Drago. The announcers go, the Russians cut! Oh! And then Rocky just pounds away, and it's and they cut to Rocky's son at home. Get him, Dad! Get him! So good.
He's not a machine! He's a man!
Russians cut. The Suns are cut.
Yep,
they're so good, but Booker losing, or Booker getting injured, and then the Suns losing.
I haven't given Booker enough credit. I don't think. I don't have a good reason. I guess I probably really didn't watch enough of their games. But he's great. He's so good. He would be just outside that first group of MVP candidates.
Well, yeah, I think he might be fourth on my ballot just because of how the Suns won, what, like 65 games or something ridiculous?
Yeah, I don't think I'd put him at 4, but I'd put him at 5 or 6 probably.
He might be 4. Him and Tatum are kind of there. Luka's obviously there. How much are you going to, like, DeAndre Ayton? Like, are you throwing the bag at him? Because I am.
I don't know. I think, like, you're talking Pistons?
Mm-hmm. I would throw him the max in a heartbeat. Yeah. Especially if you're looking at, like, Jalen Brunson, we'll talk about in a minute.
Oh, I would put him ahead of Brunson.
Miles Bridges. Freak athlete, wing, kind of punky.
My worry is they're going to need to spend money on a shooter at some point over the next year. Like, let's say they draft one of the 3 bigs. I mean, I guess if they get Ivy...
Who they don't love, though, hey? I read that today.
Really?
Yeah. They like the 18-year-old Shaden Sharp.
Canadian dude?
Yeah.
Either way, so let's say they get a guard, either Ivy or Sharp, whatever. And so that leaves their front court of Ayton. Like, are we keeping Grant at this point?
No, he's gone.
Bagley, Stewart.
Stu and Bags are staying. DeAndre Ayton, I think he's really, really, really good.
I think he's really solid, too.
Bucks Bulls. So I actually don't have a ton on this one, other than there's a couple guys. Alex Caruso. I really like Caruso.
Everybody likes Caruso.
I hated him in LA because he wore a purple and gold jersey. Yeah. That's the only reason, to be honest. And he got a little too much attention.
And I like he would go out as a regular person and just like get Chick-fil-A and
he's just a dude. He's balding, right?
Yeah.
So Caruso really impressed me. Wes Matthews, I've been saying this forever. Wes Matthews is so good. He does a great job on guarding Butler, right? He's a Marquette guy. I don't like Wes Matthews. I don't like playing against him. Giannis. Have you heard of him?
He's awesome. He's going to say, I want to win now, and he will win now.
What have I been saying since the finals?
He's best player underappreciated superhero?
No, he's the best player on the planet. I've been saying this since the finals.
Yeah.
You've even given me pushback.
I was in Camp KD.
You were on KD.
Going into this playoffs, I had to win a series. I had KD first, and I had Greek Freak second.
See, and I have, the whole time, records will show, I've been Giannis is the best player on the planet.
Okay.
This is holding up. He is
and
so
listen,
good.
I think the Bucks are going to win out here. The Bulls mortgage their future to win a game. Pretty
likely,
much.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, and yeah,
like Vukic or whatever is not getting any better.
No,
and
DeMar can't play in the playoffs.
No, and evidently COVID doesn't really happen to anybody in the playoffs except for Zach LaVine. Did you hear that?
And Paul George. It's a little funny.
It's a bit funny.
We were explaining this to Mom, right?
Yeah.
I think
COVID
I said to you
somehow disappears in the playoffs.
I said to you, like, COVID doesn't exist in the playoffs, and Mom's like, what? What do you mean? Like, yeah, like COVID in the NFL playoffs, the NBA playoffs, it just goes away.
You never really hear of any impact.
No, not a lot of positive tests anymore, except Zach LaVine and
I need to comment, Isaac. The staple shirt and the sweet jacket, it's a good combo.
For those on YouTube.
Thanks, for those on YouTube, it's a good combo, right? Like, if you haven't seen us on YouTube, you just listen to us on Spotify or
Apple or Google.
Or Google. You need to pop on to YouTube and just check us out because like we dress nicely. Like I've got a very nice sports jacket
for you,
on.
the viewers.
For the viewers, I got a nice puff and I got a little hat from Subpar Urban Paul. Hey, Urban Paul.
Hey, Urban. I've got a Pistons hat on.
Yeah,
I love the Pistons. Grayson Allen, new Dante DiVincenzo.
Yes, they need that guy.
I hate Grayson Allen. I hate DiVincenzo. I don't want him to get injured, but
we hate Grayson Allen because he's a punk, and we hate DiVincenzo because he beat Michigan single-handedly.
Correct. Yeah. I would look Grayson Allen. I don't hate him, but if someone accidentally took him out and he missed the playoffs,
we don't wish death.
No,
but a badly sprained ankle,
like a bad elbow injury. Yep. Like, there's things that can be done.
Okay, Utah, Dallas. Oh my God! Like we knew there was going to be some turmoil in Utah. We didn't predict them to go past the first round, but how they lost to Brunson and Dinwiddie is pretty bad. Like those guys aren't terrible, but man, now Luka's going to come back. They scored 77 points.
They're not terrible, but they should not be beating two maxed out dudes in Gobert.
Correct. And
D-Mitch. Unbelievable. Okay, if Luka started game 1 fully healthy, what does the series go?
5.
I think it goes 4. I honestly think Dallas just dominates them. Did you watch any of the game last night? No, I don't think you did.
Nope.
It was so entertaining. It was just like Luka's. Okay, I want to shoot at 12.
You always make fun of me going to bed early.
Yeah,
I can interrupt. I went to a movie last night that started at 8 p.m. late. There were some speeches at the beginning, so it didn't start until 8:15. I stayed awake for the whole movie.
When? When did I ask?
Granny brought me to the opening
Granny.
of the Jewish Film Festival, and we watched Ed Asner, and it was Tiger Within, and it was pretty good. Pretty good movie.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Shout out Sean White for sponsoring. Thanks, Sean White.
Thanks, Sean White.
He's one of our listeners.
So the Jazz, no perimeter defense. They just get it. Like, Jalen Brunson, just picking them apart. Luka, no one can guard Luka in the league. So I don't blame them for Luka going berserker on them. That's going to be a phrase I'm going to work in now.
Berserker?
Berserker.
That's good.
It's from the Northman. Watch the Northman, people. If you like blood and Norse stuff, it's sick. But basically this...
Blood and Norse stuff? Like snow?
Like Norse gods and like Odin and stuff.
Got it.
Basically, it's this dude, and when he goes into battle, he goes berserker. And it's just like... It's like Wolverine on a serum, like just going nuts. So it's like berserker. So Luka... He's going
Did they call it Berserker?
Yeah, that's why it's like
nice.
In captions, in some Norse language, it's like, all right, man, go Berserker now. And he just rips dudes' heads off. It's so cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Anyways.
Okay.
D-Mitch. Do they trade him? Do they trade Gobert? What do you think? What do you got?
Well, my dumb rumor is, and I'm not the first one to come up with it, Karl Anthony Towns for Gobert.
I've heard that. That's really interesting.
Yeah. Well, they can't keep those guys in their current homes. They each have some talent and some skills. Cat is the best scoring big man of all time, I think, if you listen to Cat and maybe...
Okay, I think the Minnesota owner, who we'll talk about later, I think he can convince himself into saying Edwards is going to be the guy, Towns is just going to be a big, and if he gets 6 fouls, and then we put in Naz Reid. Like, I think that's what Towns will be.
But you're paying a lot of money to that guy.
Is he maxed out? Probably.
I think so.
Probably. I don't know.
Listen, Ant-Man is going to be a star.
Man, he is so good, and he's so likable. He's so fun to watch. I think.
So I guess we finished Utah and Dallas. Now we're talking about Memphis and Minnesota.
No, not yet. Anything else on Utah Dallas? Really good. It's a very entertaining series.
Yeah, I've actually watched a little bit of it. No, it's good. I mean, the longer Luka plays in the playoffs, the better it is for us and the fans.
I love him so much.
Yeah, are people screaming, "Oh, we want more Gobert," or do we want more Luka?
And look, shout out, like you said, Mavs role players, right? Obviously, Dinwiddie, Brunson,
Powell,
Reggie Bullock is awesome.
Yeah.
Maxi Kleba, Dorian Finney-Smith, Dwight Powell. It's just
awesome.
It's just guys. How much money did Jalen Brunson earn by putting 40 up in that game 2 or 3 or whatever it was?
He moved from a $24 million a year guy to a $30 million a year guy.
I'll take the under on both a little, but he probably earned himself like $4 to $6 million, $3 to $5 million, like in that range
per year.
Per year. So let's say 4 years. So you want to look at 20 mil, 25 mil in like 40 minutes, like one quarter. Yeah. He went berserker. And got his money. So good for Brunson, even though I don't want him. Sixers, Raptors. Okay, you want to start on this?
So this is very interesting, right? Embiid, arguably top 2-3 dominant players going into the
not one. I'll tell you
playoffs.
That. No, Giannis.
So I had said Embiid needs himself and one other person to score. And the reason why I said one other person, because I didn't have confidence in Harden, just because Philly cheeseburgers, Philly cheesesteaks,
what's the playoffs?
Stuff. And so it's the playoffs. What's happened now is Philly jumped out to a lead. Embiid hurt his thumb. Van Vliet hurt himself, which... Listen, I like Van Vliet. He's done a lot for an undrafted dude from like North Dakota State or something like that. But now they're playing the lineup with, like, I think Gary Trent, who's 6'6", maybe, who's now their shortest player.
Yeah,
they're all doing like the 6'6" to 6'9" guys.
Nice.
They trap everything. They rotate like crazy, and that is causing a lot of problems for Embiid and the rest of the Sixers. Harden is playing like...
He's not playing that bad. He's not awful.
You know who he's playing? He's playing like Steve on Monday nights. Like he makes a couple of plays. No, anybody who Monday Night Basketball, Steve is the man, but doesn't really do a lot offensively. He gets some boards.
So here's my take on the series. So I picked Sixers in 7. I think you might have been the same as me. I think you copied me on that one.
No, I was first. You copied me.
No, you copied me.
I'm right.
After the first 3 games, I started to put a couple notes on paper for the pod. Yeah. And one of the notes was, why did we think that Toronto could run with these guys? Like,
why did we think?
Why did we? Because it was 3-0. It looked like it was going to be done. And I'm like, why were we so dumb in picking Toronto either in 7 or Philly in 7? Why did we think it was going to be serious?
They try hard. They're multi-purpose dudes.
And I didn't see that a lot in the first 3 games.
Siakam is solid.
And then it came to light. It came to light in whatever game 4 it was, where it was like, okay, we are just going to outwork you on offense every possession and on defense every single possession. And Nick Nurse is out coaching Doc Rivers, right? Like Doc Rivers can't. I saw some crazy stat, and it was like him in potential elimination games where he could eliminate the other guy.
Oh,
it's something
like
on
2-12 or something.
It's like 2-13 or something ridiculous, and it's like how. So game 6 in Toronto, there's no way Toronto loses that game.
I don't think so. I think this is going to come down to game 7. It's going to be Embiid, and one other player is going to have to step up. If that doesn't happen, could be Harden, could be Tobias, could be Thibault, could be Maxey.
Okay. Since it's in Philly, it might be Thibault. That's right. I was going to say, if it's in Toronto, it's probably not going to be Thibault.
No, probably not.
Embiid gets a lot of calls. He deserves,
does, for sure.
He deserves a lot.
He's
of
awesome,
calls.
right? Like, you have to foul him to stop him.
Yep, and then I know some of the free throw numbers are pretty ridiculously skewed. When Embiid is that physical, he's going to shoot, 12 free throws a game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate it. Like, there's sometimes where
honestly, I'm surprised they're not even getting more free throws, because Harden, non-cheeseburger days, was getting a ton of free throw attempts because he was aggressive.
So Harden hasn't been awful, I don't think. He hasn't been great.
No, he hasn't been aggressive.
Terrible.
Embiid called him out.
Yeah, I didn't love that. Okay, actually, I'll tell you this. So I was watching the game. Les watched the game with me, right? Fake Raptors fan Les. And at like halftime, Philly's down like 12 maybe, and they're booing them like off the court at half, up 3-1 in the series. It was just I'd never seen anything
Philly's
like
tough.
that. The whole game, people started leaving with like 10 minutes left in the game.
Aren't you and Evan going to Philly?
We talked about it. It's still on the board.
Okay.
It's
tomorrow or?
No, tomorrow it's in Toronto.
Okay.
I thought about going to Toronto, going to Jurassic Park, but Thursday's a busy day and it's the draft. So
okay.
Let's attack Harden on defense every single possession. Let's make him work for it, make him tired on offense. Sure. Just putting that out there. Yep. And Georges Niang, man, he sucks. He's so bad. I don't know why he gets run. Okay. Philly probably in 7, which is our original pick. My original pick, but
now I'm going to go with Toronto in 7 just to make it entertaining.
Okay, change your pick then.
Well, my pick was Philly in 7, but fun. Listen, we got our boys in Toronto, and I would like.
I'm really rooting for Toronto because I don't like Harden, and I want Toronto to win.
See, let's be really clear. I totally want Toronto to win.
I want Toronto as well.
Urban Paul and Drippy and all those guys.
So I obviously yes Toronto, and they played Jimmy Butler potentially in the second round, and respectfully, I would rather face Toronto than Philly. So.
Although Toronto and Miami...
Oh, they're just going to beat each other up.
Hard.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
It'll be like 65-64 finals, lots.
I do hope that happens. Okay, Grizzlies, Wolves.
We already touched on this briefly, but some exciting players with Ja and Bane and Ant-Man. Again, shows that all of the teams, other than Golden State, seems to have some weaknesses.
Golden State has some weaknesses. They've got some... I don't like their depth at the center position isn't great, right? If Draymond gets in foul trouble, like he did, we saw.
Yeah,
what happens?
They got to bring Looney in.
Porter or Looney, I don't love that. That's their weakness. But go ahead.
I still think Memphis is going to pull it out. I think they do have a fair amount of depth, but I like Minnesota other than Cat.
This has been maybe the most entertaining.
Vanderbilt's an entertaining dude.
Series for me.
Obviously, Pat Bev is super fun to watch.
So I just wrote this down. Pat Beverly getting MVP chance in a playoff series is everything I want. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Like he'll have 12 points, 3 of 8, 4 fouls. It could be 20 fouls. You can call foul whenever you want.
Every single play.
And he'll just go and talk crap to the fans and just get them fired up, and then he'll go right in somebody's ear and chirp them. Like I like Ja, but seeing them go at it, I'm on the Pat Bev.
When I first started to like Pat Bev is, I kind of was aware of him. I didn't pay that much attention. Do you know?
Is it going to be when he bullied Lonzo?
Yes, when he bullied Lonzo.
Yeah.
I guess this might have been 4 years ago.
Rookie Lonzo.
And this is when Pat Bev was first team all defense. It was just all over him and barking at him so much. It was great.
Like pushing him. Like two hands
pushing him. And then in his, right there, again, could have called technicals all the time. But it's one of those things where it's just kind of, you get a little bit of white noise because it just happens so often.
Karl-Anthony Towns, like Trae Young, ascending on my I can't watch you list. Which, actually, I'll probably have to make that list.
Yep.
But Trae Young and Towns atop it right now, especially with no no LeBron GOAT in the playoffs. Wonder why they're not in the playoffs.
Lakers didn't make the playoffs. So the two super teams.
Okay, I have a quick question. Let's say Booker stays healthy. Would you rather the Lakers get the 8 seed and then just get demolished by Phoenix, or just not be in it at all?
Not being at all. One, because I like LeBron staying home, and two, I like the fact that
I like LeBron's tweets.
Lakers gave away their first round draft pick for
Russell Westbrook, right?
No,
or
I
AD.
think for
Still
AD. So sorry, I just touched my eyebrow there. So I think it's like 8th overall or something. It's a pretty good pick.
Steven Adams, quick to wrap up with that series, and I guess in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Steven Adams, he played like 26 minutes total in the first 2 games, so like 13 roughly a game. He didn't have a single field goal attempt. I don't think he's played since. It's just that kind of series where a guy like Steven Adams, who's
too big,
not even 20 years ago, like 5 years ago, he would be getting run and would be, kind of a very impactful player.
For sure.
And he's not even seeing the court. It's just Jaren Jackson Jr., okay, you're going to run center, and we're going to play Brooks big, and we're going to play all these guys, and Ja, he's a point guard, but he plays like Giannis, right, on offense. So I love that series. I love Edwards.
Yep. Okay, that's it for first round. Great first round games, and we're looking forward to more playoffs. We'll probably do, like every week, we'll give a bit of an update.
Yeah, exams almost done. So I'm up 3-1 in my series with exams. I got...
It might be 3-0-1.
3-0-1?
Yeah, 3 wins, no losses, and 1 tie.
I guess tie. It's controversial. Judge's decision.
Yeah, judge's decision.
Split decision.
On accounting, it depends. Okay, NFL draft. We've obviously spent a fair amount of time talking about the NBA, so we're not going to talk about the NFL draft too much.
Yeah, like 10 minutes.
Is Hutch going first or what? What's the deal? Like, there's lots of smoke out there.
So as of right now, Trayvon Walker is now the favorite to go first. Odds have been. I've been
betting
watching the
line,
Vegas odds. It's very interesting. That's how I knew all my Oscar picks, because I just looked at Vegas, and
That's a bit controversial.
Vegas is right.
We've destroyed some Oscar pools with Vegas odds. Don't bring that up.
Hutchinson. I don't know what happens if he's on the board at 2. I want Hutch.
There isn't any discussion there. If he's on the board, he's going to be in line. The question is, if Hutch goes first, which obviously up until a week ago that was the prevailing opinion, do you go with Thibodeau second?
You know what I'm going to say.
Well, you're going to say trade down.
Trade down.
But there isn't much value.
Okay, gun to my head, I can't trade. If I'm picking second overall...
Yes, and you can't get any value on a trade down.
I'm probably picking Kyle Hamilton.
No, too slow.
Dude, okay, I don't like this. I'll tell you why you're wrong and dumb. The too slow. So his 40 time wasn't great. When he is reacting 2 seconds faster, then he has a 2-second head start on the more on
There's
that.
There's a difference between college and football, right? The Lions have drafted historically guys because they think they've got potential or they were good in college. Tease Tabor, they drafted him as a cornerback about 4 years ago.
He ran like a 4.8.
He ran molasses, and he was out of the league in 2 years. Don't go with Hamilton.
Okay, so who are you going?
I'd rather pick an offensive lineman. I'd rather pick Neal, and either trade Decker or just run 3-piece.
I don't hate that. Hamilton is the guy where I think he's
positions of value: quarterback, edge, offensive lineman.
Okay, what about? Hamilton is basically anything you want on defense.
No, he's a linebacker / safety.
That sounds good to me. I'll take that in Detroit.
That's only going to be of value if you can rush the quarterback. The Lions are unable to rush the quarterback presently, and they're just not going to have those guys.
Kind of need someone on the edge. What if I just go edge at 32? Because the edge is relatively
guys,
deep, right? Like if I get Jermaine Johnson or
I'd rather take that safety linebacker. Like I would love it if Nakobe Dean dropped, right?
We'll talk about that. I have a little note on 32 later.
On some drafts I've seen him drop. I think you're picking Thibodeau second or like an O-lineman.
Okay, so all of the guys are available. Who do you want at 2? Hutch, and then who? Like, you're very anti-Trayvon Walker, right?
Yeah, I just don't... I don't need an underwear warrior. I want somebody who's
Explain what that means.
Guys who do spectacular in the combines, right? And they run around with underwear and they touch cones and they run fast. Well, I don't really see a lot of the underwear antics happening on the football field. So I don't want an underwear warrior.
Ahmed Gardner, Sauce Gardner. This is the guy, the stud cornerback. Apparently he's a Detroit native. Apparently the Lions really like him. I'm just saying.
Trade back.
I don't want him at 2, right? If the Lions have to explain a pick to me and you and the fans, then it is a bad pick.
Yeah.
They don't have to explain any of the edge guys, I don't think. Because it's pretty simple. High ceiling, we don't have anyone on the edge. That's why we have Trayvon Walker or Kayvon Thibodeau or whatever. I don't think you have to explain Hamilton. I think he's a stud. You have to explain a quarterback.
I really hope you're wrong.
What, about Hamilton?
Yeah.
Why?
It's not that impactful a position.
I understand that, but I don't care. When I'm watching football, I don't care about positions. I care about what player is making the plays. And Hamilton is going to make so many plays in the secondary and also in the intermediate 10 to 15. You know what I mean? He's not going to get a lot of sacks.
As a number 2, has a safety ever been drafted that high? Like Ed Reed, I think, was drafted around 3 or 4, and he was amazing.
Yeah, but there's also this draft class isn't great.
Correct.
Or that's what we're saying now, right?
Like high end, they don't seem to be great, but who knows? Like Neal and the other offensive linemen.
Ekwonu?
Yeah, like they could be Joe Thomas Hall of Famer kind of guys.
So what happens? What happens if they pick QB at 2?
Death.
Death for who?
For lots of people.
Like you kill them?
No, I won't kill them. There'll be other people who kill them. I'm not a killer.
Oh, so you're not a... Sorry. So other people will kill... Angry people will kill the people? Okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah, not that we promote violence in any way.
Sounds like
not death, just dismemberment.
So what other... Like, okay, QB, death. Safety, is there death? I don't think there should be death.
No death. Hamilton. Just anger.
Just maybe assault.
Paper bags.
Light assault.
Yep.
O-lineman. I wouldn't... People would say... people are going to get mad if they pick an O-lineman. I would not hate it if they trade down. If they trade down to 5 and pick an O-lineman, I wouldn't hate it.
What's all the odds and stuff you got on there?
I just picked I'll show you what I did. I looked up top odds to go number 2 and just copy and pasted into my doc. So we talked about the right guys. Smart, right?
Yeah, we're pretty
innovative.
Yep.
Okay, 32 overall. What are you doing? There's 2 options.
Love Nakobe Dean to drop. I just said, so 32 and 34. Again, let's assume they get an edge or an offensive lineman.
Say edge.
Like wide receiver and linebacker / safety.
So at 32, you have 2 options. And I want one of these 2 options. Number 1, Nakobe Dean. If Nakobe Dean falls to 32...
Awesome.
Like, we're not rocket scientists.
We'll be doing a Penny Sewell dance.
Well, you'll be long asleep because this will be like 2 a.m. probably, but...
No. Oh, yeah, it's pretty late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay up and watch. Which is a little underwhelming because I'm going to have to watch like 20 picks I don't care about at all and then watch the Lions. Maybe I'll take a little nap. Maybe I'll do that. So Nakobe Dean, if he falls, we're not rocket scientists, but like he's really good. And it's pretty obvious that he's good. Or you go best receiver on the board.
Yep.
Because there's like 15
like you have Dotson or the Williamson guy who's injured, he might drop. Or
Drake London's going to go high.
Yeah.
Olave is probably going to go relatively high. Garrett Wilson's going to go high. But if we can get, the 5th receiver,
there
I'm
might be
fine with that.
6 receivers taken in the first round.
I was looking at a mock and there's like 3 in the first 15. Yeah. Right? Like they're just very top heavy with the receivers. A
couple other draft tidbits.
Yeah.
So this is obviously, we've talked about, this is not a good draft for quarterbacks. It's also not a good draft for tight ends and running backs.
We should take a tight end in the first round.
Sure, good idea.
Death.
Yeah. Other draft tidbits. The Pack take a wide receiver. Like, I don't know what's going to happen there.
Hope they... Speaking of death, with all due respect, Green Bay, you guys can just, like, die. I hate Green Bay.
That's a bit extreme. Dismemberment, not death.
Just Aaron Rodgers' death. Yes.
Yeah, actually, I'm okay
Man,
with that.
actually, no. Sorry, no, because if he dies, like, tomorrow, then it's not going to age well.
This is not going to age well.
I'm not talking about the vaccine. Aaron Rodgers, get immunized, man.
Yeah.
Real immunized.
Yeah, no, take some vitamins.
So 34 overall, you probably go best player available.
Yep.
Or if
that's
it works
the thing.
out.
You could take a linebacker, you could take a safety, you could pick a wide receiver.
If you go Dean 32 and then receiver 34.
Yeah, you actually could pick... you could probably pick a guard at this point.
Tyler Linderbaum.
Like that center from Iowa,
center,
maybe.
And he can kind of only play center.
Yeah.
But people think he's going to be like
awesome. They've got Ragnow, but Ragnow can play anywhere.
Ragnow's your center. If you can move Linderbaum, but yeah. That's all I have on the draft. I'm really looking forward. It's this Thursday, dude. Like, it's in a couple days. Yep. It's going to go up tomorrow.
I got to say, I don't love 3 days. I would like 2 days. 3 days is too much.
Well, we're going to the draft in a couple years, so.
Yeah, I wrote that down. That's my last point. Lions host the draft in 2 years. We will be there losing our minds.
It's going to be so cool.
Yeah, I got to start prepping my voice for that.
Take a couple hauls.
Yeah, a couple hauls a day. What are you doing? Just building up. You working out? Nah,
little bit.
I plan on working on my forehand a little bit, but two-handed back. My two-handed backhand is improving.
No one asked.
Oh,
Mine.
no. Prison Rules guys do.
Okay, yeah, shout out Prison. My buddies.
Yeah, shout out Prison Rules.
My buddies.
Okay. A couple of things that we're going to do in the future. Shooting granny shots.
Yeah.
And can't watch list NBA. We have to do that.
And also, stock up, stock down. Playoffs. Like, stock up, Anthony Edwards. Stock down, Trae Young. That's just a fun exercise.
Yeah, that's a good exercise.
Yeah.
Okay. Peace out.
See you guys.
#Team Tal Nation.